Okay, let's get started. We have two wonderful topics and two wonderful ladies to cover that topics. We'll first get everyone. Just can we have all people on video? Let's. Yeah, awesome. I can see more videos coming up. Good. I hope all of you have got yourself added to the Telegram channel. I will put the Telegram channel link on chat. And please do let others around you know that such a session is happening on every Tuesday at 10 p.m., where we discuss about health, wealth, as well as wisdom. Right? Today's both topics are on wellness. Right. And we have two wonderful speakers, Rashmi and Elena. We'll start off with Rashmi first. Rashmi is going to talk about a very important concept of PCOS. She has been a health coach and she has helped a lot of people with this condition. And she'll be the best person to talk about it. So I'll hand it over to Rashmi. Over to you, Rashmi.
Good evening, everyone. Just a minute. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Joe, for this opportunity and that beautiful introduction. So yeah, before starting, I'll share my screen. Yeah. Please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Okay. Well. So today my topic is polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's not a new term to anyone now because it's very common now and it's a very most common hormonal disorder. Okay, so you might have met somebody in your family or friends who are suffering from this because it's very common and it's usually affects the women in their reproductive age. So I am Reshmi. I'm a health coach and a mompreneur. My by profession, I'm a structural engineer, but by passion, I'm a health coach now. So yeah, and I'm a PCOS survivor. Like I have lived with PCOS for more than 15 years. So now let's get started. So understanding PCOS and why is it important to have an awareness about PCOS? Because earlier, there are many causes for this PCOS. It could be hereditary, like, if a family has a diabetic history, there are chances are very high to get. But nowadays, because of the food habit and the lifestyle, people are following, that is lack of sleep, and food, processed food, all these are affecting it, like, people at a very young age. Okay, so this is very important. Like we are like many are parents here, and we have girls children, and we have girls in our family. So we should be very careful. Like we should tell them, we should understand what this is and how we can fight this and how we can live with this. All right, and it is one of the most common endocrine and metabolic disorder. Why I say endocrine and metabolic? Because endocrine, because it's a hormonal disorder. Many hormones are involved in it. And metabolic because ultimately insulin resistance and all the carbohydrates processing is causing these issues. So it is both endocrine as well as metabolic disorder. Like, so for some people, it might come because of hormonal disorder, and for some because of metabolic disorder. And as per WHO, like it is estimated that around 8 to 13% of women who are in their reproductive age are getting affected because of PCOD. And as far as India is concerned, it is 11.34%. And it's high. There are chances are very high that in next 5 years or 10 years, it's going to increase tremendously. All right. So to understand this, what is the difference? Like why is it called a polycystic ovary? In female reproductive system, ovary is one major gland which produces certain hormones, and it is the one which releases eggs during the menstrual cycle. Okay, so the menstrual cycle has 4 phases, and in each phase, certain hormones are produced. Especially in the first phase, that is the menstrual phase, for FSH and LH. These are follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormones. These are produced by pituitary gland. And this is and estrogen and progesterone produced by ovaries. So every month, this our brain, our uterus and ovaries, they do a combined job to make this possible, this menstrual cycle possible. So what happens is like in the initial days of that is the first phase, that is menstrual phase, the FSH is released, and even luteinizing hormones are released at a lower range. And this FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone, stimulates the follicle to release the egg. And during the mid cycle, that is the ovulation stage, what happens? There will be an increase in this luteinizing hormones. Okay, so this increase happens because of the estrogens. But this is the normal cycle. So when this in the mid cycle, when the luteinizing hormone increases, the egg releases, and that portion is called ovulation. And then the usual process will happen. It goes, it will pass through the fallopian tube, go to the uterus, and if there is no thing, it will come out as menstrual blood. But in case of PCOS patients, what happens is like in the beginning itself, the luteinizing hormones are very high. Okay, so in the mid cycle, there is no surge in luteinizing hormones, which will help the follicle to release the egg. That doesn't happen here. So what happens? These follicles, becomes underdeveloped and starts forming cysts around the ovaries. These are nothing but underdeveloped eggs. They are not any cyst formed due, like fibroids or something, where external things or like fluid is formed. It's just underdeveloped eggs. So every cycle they miss, and a cyst is formed in their ovaries. So this is the basic concept of this polycystic ovarian syndrome. So we'll be discussing all these topics here in this talk. Its symptoms, cause, diagnosis, its complications, then treatment and management, how we can manage it, and then my own personal story, and then we'll burst some of the PCOS myths. Okay, so first we'll discuss the symptoms. So when I tell symptom, it is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So there are many symptoms. Okay, and these symptoms vary from person to person. Okay, if a person is in most cases, menstrual irregularities is one basic symptom, and in this, some people might experience amenorrhea. Amenorrhea means no periods at all. Okay, some people will be the days, like 28 days cycle might go to like 30, 40, 50, or maybe 3 months once they might get their periods. And in some cases, they might get multiple periods within 1 month. Okay, so the symptoms vary between person to person, and mood swings are a part of it. Then weight gain and obesity. Yes, like there is a misconception that like only heavy women, like, or the obese women get this issue of PCOS, but even a very lean person might get this. So this happens. In some cases, if a person is very lean, they might start gaining weight after this PCOS. Okay. Then fatigue. Obviously, your body will be always tired, and when you go for medications, naturally the body becomes further tired. And hirsutism and acne is very common, and it's like there is one more reason for this. Like one more hormone which is causing this PCOS, that is androgens. They are basically testosterones, which is produced both in male and female bodies. But in female bodies, when the number increases, when the level increases abnormally, females get these, upper lip hairs, or facial hairs, extra facial hairs, body hairs, and all. So that is known as hirsutism and acne. And next is hair thinning and balding. Male pattern balding happens in women. Then sleep apnea. And the basic symptom is cyst in ovaries. And there is one thing, like a person who is having PCOD might not have cyst in their ovaries in the initial stages. Okay, so these are all the basic symptoms. And these symptoms varies from one person to the other. Okay, now we'll discuss the causes. Okay. In general, they say that the cause is, we can't find what is the cause for this. From the patients, like I have, from the clients I've dealt with so far, what I've understood is if a person is coming from a family with diabetic history, the chances are very high to get this PCOS. Next is one who is like, taking too much of processed food, a very unhealthy eating habit and sedentary lifestyle. They are also getting this PCOS. So we can classify it into two. One is a reproductive system abnormality, that is due to the insulin resistance, other hormones are getting affected. As I said, androgen is produced by ovaries and adrenal glands, and these are the common androgens, and testosterone is the most common one. So when this value increases, the androgen increases happen when the insulin increase is happening. So they are interconnected. So because of that, when the androgen increases, naturally you'll be getting this PCOS issues. Next, metabolic system abnormalities, because when the insulin abnormalities happen in our body, we get other issues like fatty liver and issues like that. So that also, and poor gut health, this also causes this PCOS. Okay. So before managing or trying to treat your PCOS, you should understand what could be the possible reason you are getting this condition, PCOS condition. And after that, you have to take a step. And next is diagnosis. So there is no one single test and it will say that you are affected by PCOS, but it's a group of analysis. One major thing is irregular menstrual periods caused by anovulation or irregular ovulation. That is, anovulation means no ovulation at all, or irregular once in a while, maybe once in 6 months or 3 months, they'll get ovulated and you'll be getting your periods. So that if such a condition exists, you'll be diagnosed with PCOS. Next is elevated levels of androgen. So that can be found. One thing is by seeing the facial hair and deep voice, all that. And other thing is by blood test also we can find the level of androgen, if it is in normal range or not. And next one is polycystic ovary pelvic ultrasound. So even nowadays, if you go for a full body checkup, also they go for this abdominal ultrasound, so you can easily find if there is any cyst in your ovaries. So out of this, if 2 of them exist, then that person will be diagnosed with PCOS. Okay, so complications. One major complication when we talk is it's like infertility. But a person who is suffering from PCOS is not completely infertile, but with proper guidance and proper lifestyle changes, you can definitely overcome that. Next is heart diseases. Yes, naturally, if you are not attending your PCOS properly, there are the chance of getting that is type 2 diabetes very high, and your hypertension, everything is interlinked. So heart diseases are very common if you don't properly attend your PCOS. Next is depression and anxiety. Yes, due to the fluctuating hormonal levels, you'll find very depressed and mood swings happens. And sexual dysfunction, that is also one major complication, as that sexual drive won't be there in women who are suffering from PCOS. Then eating disorder, that is very common, and binge eating is something because they continuously need glucose. So insulin levels are rising in their body, and they continuously need glucose. So binge eating is one such disorder. So these are some of the complications which we can easily overcome if you are properly following a particular lifestyle and understanding your body, what it actually needs. Next is treating and managing PCOS. There are 2 things: going for treatments and managing PCOS. And it's always better to manage PCOS, because there is no 100% cure for PCOS, because it's a condition which is happening because of our either hereditary or our behavior or eating habits. All right. So for treating, when we go for treating PCOS, they're mainly focusing only on the symptoms. The root cause is never addressed. They're treating only the symptoms. Like if you have irregular periods, they give you oral contraceptives which has estrogen and progestin to make your periods regular. But the moment you stop taking those OCs, naturally your amenorrhea or irregular periods set in. Same way, anti-androgen drugs for hirsutism, because to avoid these facial hair things and all, people go for this anti-androgen drugs. But again, once you stop those hormonal tablets, again the symptoms will come back. And they go for metformin for treating insulin resistance. Everything, all these treatment is only for the symptoms, not the root cause. Okay. And whereas when we manage PCOS, we'll be adopting we have to adopt a healthy eating habit and make exercise a part of our life and practice yoga and meditation and things like that, which we have to adopt for a lifetime. Okay, so this will help us reverse PCOS and manage it. Okay, when I say manage it, once we get back to our old, bad habit of eating junks and all unhealthy things, it will again come back just like that. All right, so it's PCOS is a condition which cannot be cured 100%, but can be reversed and managed if we follow a healthy lifestyle. Okay. Yeah. So the best way to manage PCOS, like we can talk about these 4 steps. That is diet, proper nutrition, exercise, and lifestyle. So let's see this in detail. Yeah. So when we say about PCOS friendly diets, we should understand one thing, that is one major reason or one major side effect symptom is like insulin resistance, right? So basically we should control the carbs intake, and we should go for low glycemic index carbs like whole grains, millets, legumes and all, and you should go for lean protein source like chicken, fish, beans, and you should see that these are like natural, not genetically modified or hormone induced. Okay, so such things should be taken care. Then fiber is a very important nutrient for people suffering from PCOS, and because PCOS sometimes cause constipation and other issues, and so fiber is very basic and it's very, very important. So you have to fibrous vegetables and fruit should be a part of your diet, and whole grains obviously. Then you should always have a balanced meal. Like, whenever you eat a food, it should have proper amount of carbs, proteins, fat, and good fat, fiber, everything should be there. And you should definitely take good fats in good amount, like coconut oil, ghee, olive oil, etc. And hydration is a key. So when we talk about what to avoid, it's like refined flours, all processed food should be avoided. Anything sugary like sodas, everything should be avoided. And when I say avoided, it's not like for 3 months or 6 months till you lose your weight, or it's not like that. It should be a lifetime decision. So certain things you leave for life, that's it. Okay, and moderate usage of dairy. Yes, dairy products are like, are seen increasing the symptoms of PCOS in some cases. So it's better to use it moderately. Yeah, these are some of the PCOS friendly diet, and above all, mindful eating and portion control should be a part of it. Next is the nutrition. Yes. So these micronutrients or basic nutrients which helps our body to function properly by producing proper hormones at the right time. So these small these micronutrients which we take at a very small amount has a very big role to play in our body. So in case of PCOS, these are some of the nutrients which we can't leave out. It's very, very important. And the most important one is inositol. It is like a pseudo vitamin. Like people sometimes say it as a vitamin B8, but it's not a vitamin. It's a natural sugar which is produced in our own body, and it has helps in a lot of cell function. And also,
Dharma, 1 minute.
Please continue.
Yeah, it is. They are usually available. In the form of 9 different forms, it is available, inositol, but mostly this myo-inositol and D-chiro-inositol is something which we usually take as a supplement. Okay, this is very important. Then vitamin D deficiency, that is very common these days, and which we have to supplement that. And especially if somebody is suffering from PCOS, they have to do it. They have to check their vitamin D from time to time, and they have to supplement vitamin D. And omega-3 fatty acid, it reduces inflammatory reactions due to PCOS, so that's very important. Again, vitamin B complex, vitamin B is very important in regulating your hormones, so that is very important. And magnesium, zinc, all these helps in insulin sensitivity and all these things. So these supplements are, we should be supplementing them. We should get them from food. Even then, there is always a nutritional gap in our diet, because the food we get, the vegetables we get nowadays are not as nutritious as it was before. So we have to supplement these in our food. Next, exercise and lifestyle. So yes, exercising helps in improving the insulin sensitivity condition. Then promote weight management, tackling mood swings, and improving metabolism. So when we are people usually search which workout helps for curing PCOS, which is best for PCOS. As far as PCOS is concerned, any workout is fine according to your body type, your fitness. Any workout is fine. The key is to move. You have to move your body. You have to be physically active every single day. All right. So you can go for cardio, HIIT, yoga, pilates. Anything is fine, but you have to do something. Without exercise, we cannot live with PCOS. All right. If you if you have reversed PCOS, and if you stop doing any healthy eating or exercise, definitely it will come back. All right. So you should understand what works best for you, and you should choose an exercise, and you should start do it regularly. That is, consistency is the key. I mean, you have to consistently do it. And there are many yogasanas for PCOS. Why, when we go for yoga, it's in a holistic approach. Asanas help in managing your weight and flexibility. Pranayama and meditation also helps in managing your stress and or hormonal imbalance. So there are many asanas which helps in curing this. I mean, reversing PCOS. So yoga is one of the best. Personally, I have felt that yoga has helped me a lot. Okay, now it's time for my personal testimony. So I'll quickly tell this. When I was 14 years, I was diagnosed with PCOS because I had amenorrhea. Like, I never used to get periods for like a stretch of 6 or 8 months. And as a child, I was happy about it, but my parents were really worried, and they used to take me to various doctors, and they used to give me all kind of tablets. But no, nothing happened, but my weight started gaining then. Then for next 10 years, it was like moving from one doctor to the other, taking a lot of hormonal tablets, getting tired. Everything was like on a toss. But the moment I stopped taking any tablet, everything comes back. And so there was no result. This was happening for almost 10 years. Then when I was 25 years old, I got a chance to meet an Ayurvedic doctor, and I did a treatment there. Yes, it definitely helped me, because the diet was changed. They were approaching addressing the root cause, and everything was fine. And after that, I delivered my first child. Okay, even for that, even then I had this irregular period. So calculating my ovulation was difficult. So I had to meet a gynecologist, and they helped me, with follicular study, they helped me with all these process things, and I conceived my first child. And after that, after 1 year of my child's birth, again, everything came back. And along with that came fatty liver, and that to grade 2. So again, I approached an Ayurvedic doctor in my native place, and they were surprised, like grade 2 and at this age. And it was like a simple PCOS, and everything was linked. Then I did some Ayurvedic treatments, and again, everything was fine. My second child was born, everything was good. Again, after 1 year of my child's birth, this PCOS symptoms came back with full force. I started gaining a lot of weight. And then I approached my coach. Then everything was nice. Like I understood what my body really need, and now I'm and now I can manage my PCOS till the end of my life. And I know it's going to be with me from being from a diabetic history, family of diabetic history. I'm sure there is no day when I can say that I don't have PCOS. I have PCOS. I'm going to live with that, but I am managing it's like a pro now. And it's been 2 years now. My symptoms are totally gone, and I'm very happy about it. And that's the reason I became a health coach. I got this miracle because I've been to many doctors, taken many medicines, but nothing helped me. But changing my lifestyle, changing my eating habit, an effort to understand my body really helped me a lot. So now I'm trying to do that for other people. So now let's see some of the myths. Like, people usually think like PCOS is just a fertility issue, but it's not. It's just one symptom or one complication from PCOS. PCOS is a whole package. It can affect your liver, heart, anything, when it's all a play of endocrine system. So it's not just a fertility issue. Then it affects only obese female. That is again a very common myth, but that is very wrong. I have known people who are extremely lean and suffering from PCOS, and it's kind of difficult to reverse their condition, because for an obese person, if they reduce at least 5 to 10% of their weight, these symptoms start reducing. But in case of a very lean person, the chances are very low. Okay, so they have to really change their diet, and that helps. Then it can be cured with a specific diet or medicine. No, it cannot be. You can only manage it by understanding your body. Then it's a lifelong sentence to infertility. As I said, no, it is not. And I am one example. I have 2 beautiful kids. Okay, so with proper guidance and proper understanding, you can definitely, overcome that condition of infertility. It's not a serious condition, medical condition. Yes, people say that it's not a serious. It's a serious medical condition, because a person who is having PCOS now, if you are not addressing it in next 5 years, the chances of you getting hypertension, type 2 diabetes is like very high. So it's not it is a serious medical condition. So yeah. Thank you. That's all from my end. If you have any doubt, you can just ask me now.
Awesome, Rashmi. Awesome.
Outstanding, Rashmi. It was like
Thank
Very
you. Thank
nice.
you,
Very
everyone.
I think we have to watch the recording at least 10 times.
It was from her own experience, from her own heart. Really
So
good.
I've been living with this, for a very long time, and I used to give these advices even before being a coach. So yes, thank you, everyone.
Anyone has any questions for Rashmi?
Yeah, Rashmi, is PCOD and PCOS the same? I always get confused with this.
Now there is no PCOD, it's only PCOS. When I was diagnosed, it was PCOD, a polycystic ovarian disease. But
Okay.
when we say disease, it will have a similar symptoms and all. But it is a syndrome. Only then you'll have multiple symptoms. Like when I was diagnosed, people didn't have much idea about it, so it was called as a disease. But now it is completely syndrome, PCOS.
With regular lifestyle modifications, our menstrual cycle will also be regular.
Rashmi, you're on mute.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it is possible. And, you should be patient, and you should give that time to your body. It will take at least 2 to 3 months sometimes for, to get back your cycle. So as far as my experience is there, like within 1 month, I got back my cycle after a long 10 months of gap. And from then till now, it's perfect.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Awesome. That was great. Wonderful information. And this recording will also be available. I think this recording will be very useful for a lot of ladies out there. Okay, we move on to the next topic. Again, a very important topic, especially if you are a weight loss client or if you are planning weight loss, to understand what is your root cause and accordingly plan your weight loss. So there are 4 different body types that Elena is going to talk about. Very, very important concept. Listen to this very carefully. Over to you, Elena.
A warm good evening to all. My name is Elena. I'm a health coach and a mompreneur. Thank you all for attending this week's W3 session. So I'm here to speak about the 4 hormone-driven body types. I'll just share my screen. Do let me know if it's visible, yes?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So the 4 hormonal-driven body types. So if you look,
Now it has gone. When you made full screen, it is gone.
okay, wait a minute.
Yeah. Now it's
Okay. Yeah. So if you come across people around you or maybe yourself, you might have seen that they tend to hold their body weight differently in their body. Now, some people hold their weight around their waist, some people hold around their belly, some people around their hips and thighs, and some people all around. So these people cannot follow the same diet or the exercise. It has to be customized for each person. And also you need to remember that weight gain is only a symptom, which is of a root cause that is happening inside. So we need to figure out the root cause. We need to identify it. We need to be aware of it and give the right solution. So let's figure out what each body type is according to the weight that is localized around it. Okay. The first type is the adrenal type. Now, adrenal gland is a gland that is situated right above the kidney. It's a triangular shaped a gland, and it is responsible for regulating your metabolism, your immune system, your blood pressure, and your response to stress. So this is actually created like for a short-term response. It's kind of like a survival mechanism. Like if you want to fight with somebody or you're running away from danger, the adrenal gland helps you to give energy in that short-term stress. But in the lifestyle that we are now, we tend to, be stressed for the very little of things. So what happens is a prolonged state of stress, maybe it could be a major loss in your family or major trauma. A prolonged stress can actually make the adrenal gland stop functioning. So adrenal gland produces cortisol and adrenaline. Okay. So when the adrenal gland is dysfunctioning, the cortisol increases in our body. Okay. So when the cortisol increases in our body goes into a state of cortisol resistance. And all this cortisol that is actually built up in the body, it goes and breaks down the protein and converts it into sugar. And this sugar is causing the weight gain, especially around the midsection. So that's why this person, if you can see, she's holding her weight throughout her life is very stressful, and she's holding weight around her belly, and it's kind of like a sagging belly. It's very hanging. Okay. So this type of person undergoes low tolerance to stress. Very small things stresses them out. They have insomnia. They can't sleep at night. They are overwhelmed. They keep thinking of the very, things that are bothering them. They have a lot of anxiety issues. Because of this, the amount of stress that they have ulcers, inflammations in their body. There's a lot of fatigue. You can't think properly, inability to make decisions, your skin is poor, you have receding hairlines, you're dehydrated even after you drink a lot of water. So people like this also have an inability to absorb calcium. Because of that, they have poor postures. They feel that their bones are very weak. Okay, they have this buffalo hump, and you have this high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and you crave all these salty, crunchy, all these cheesy kind of foods. So this is the symptom of the adrenaline. So here, any person, this adrenal, this type of person, how much ever sit-ups or crunches or planks she does, she's not going to fix her root cause. So she needs to fix her stress. That's the main important part. And that's about the adrenal type. The next type is the liver body. Okay, so the liver is an organ that is situated right on the right side of the rib cage, and it filters out toxins, and it plays a key role in digestion. So when the liver is not working properly, you produce less bile. Bile is actually created to digest your fat. It's actually cleaning out your fat. So when your liver doesn't produce enough bile, all the excess fat that is, your body finds it very hard to break down fat. And also a person with this kind of situation, with a liver that is not healthy, the kind of body that comes is they have a pot belly kind of a situation. This is due to the plasma that is leaked out from the liver, and it goes and collects into the sacs that is above the intestine. That's why it's coming like a football shaped belly. Okay, so if you see a person, or you ask them to tap their belly, you'll see the belly kind of vibrating and causing a lot of ripples. This is not fat, it's completely fluid. The person looks lean as such. So the other symptoms that they have is they have brown spots throughout their body. They have poor joints. They have pain and tightness in their right shoulders. They have varicose veins, or spider veins as you call. Their urine is very dark. Some of them have, like red eyes, bloody red eyes in the morning, and bad breath is there. Itching, psoriasis is also a symptom that comes because of this. And also this bloating. They have bloating, acid refluxes, because their digestion is very poor. The bile is very low, so the digestion is not working properly. They'll have all this bloating and acid refluxes. Also high cholesterol, BP. Sorry. Yeah. They have constipation, high cholesterol, BP, hemorrhoids also. And they crave for fried foods. The foods that you can't have, they crave for that. They can't break down fat, so they crave for fatty foods. So this is the main symptoms. Liver type. Also, the thing is, they are not able to absorb fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K. So you will also arrive into a state of nutritional deficiencies of these vitamins. So that is the liver type. The next type is the ovaries. Now, ovary is an organ. It's a female organ. It's required to produce eggs for fertilization. Also, it produces the reproductive hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and androgens. So in an ovary type body, what happens is the women have the weight is concentrated more on the lower stomach area. There's actually a bulge, and towards her hips and thighs also is bulging. Now this is the the characteristic of this ovary type, and this is because estrogen is dominant in this type of body. The weight is gained towards the hips and the thighs, and the lower you have a stomach pooch. Okay, and most of the symptoms are arising towards the cyclic month. She has fatigue at that time of the month. She can't think properly. She has pain in the lower back, in the hips. She has pain in her joints, lack of libido, and PMS, premenstrual syndromes. Right above 1 week before the menstruation is coming, she'll have all these pains. So this is due to high estrogen levels. Now, estrogen also triggers, too much estrogen also blocks the thyroid. So an ovary type person can eventually go into a thyroid body type, which is, body type that is having weight all over the body. Okay. And also, they suffer heavy periods. Sometimes there'll be acne breakouts, hot flashes will be there, and they crave for creamy things, ice creams and sweets and dairies, because they kind of crave for calcium. That's why they crave for dairy. And also the thing is, women after the age of 45 to 50, when they're in their premenopausal, menopausal stage, estrogen is produced a little low. The ovaries cannot produce estrogen. So what happens is the adrenal gland, that's the gland that is right above the ovary, take more of the functions of the estrogen. So it goes into a stress kind of a body. And women after the age of 45 to 50 develop into an adrenal type of a body. That's the body type we saw first. Okay. So this is about the ovary body type. The final body type is a thyroid body type. The thyroid is a gland. It's a butterfly-shaped gland right around your throat, and it is the gland that is regulating your metabolic rate, your growth, your development. It's controlling your heart muscles, your digestion function, the brain development, everything. And it produces the thyroid T3 and the T4 hormones. It's very important for your metabolism. So this is actually a secondary type of a body because it arises due to high levels of estrogen, or if your liver is really poor. So it's a secondary type of organ. So that's why the weight is uniform distribution is there all over your body. Your weight is gained. Okay, this type of person always feels very low. She has a lot of fatigue, cold intolerance. She'll feel cold. She has puffiness around the eyes, poor memory and focus. One thing about thyroid is when your thyroid is low, the protein, the enzymes that make protein actually get blocked. So that's why you have a lot of protein issues. You have dry skin, hair loss, brittle nails, and you have thin eyebrows. Towards your eyebrows starts thinning, you'll have hair fall. All these issues comes because the thyroid is not helping to make the protein. That's why. And you'll have high cholesterol, depression, and loss of mood. Maybe menstrual cycles also will be getting missed. You will have a deep voice, and this type of people kind of crave for sweet carbs. All these pastas and waffles, pancakes and sweets and all these breaded items, they love it. And they have very difficult time going to sleep. However, how much ever they sleep, the morning they do not feel refreshed. Okay, so that is about the thyroid body type. So let's play a quick game, just to get you all out of sleep. If you guys are sleeping, I know it's late in India. Quickly unmute, and if you can tell me what body type is this.
Ovary body type.
Yes, good. Okay, that is ovary body type. And what about this?
Liver.
Liver body type.
Senior
Yes.
manager body type.
Yes. Okay. And what about this person here?
Adrenal.
Adrenal body type. He's got a sagging belly. Yes. And this woman right here, she's a famous singer. I don't know if you guys know. Yeah. What body type is she in?
Thyroid.
Thyroid. Yes. Thyroid. Very good. Okay. So when we come to know about the body types, we can actually, kind of look at people around us and judge them, what body type, and we equally can help them, right then and there. So let's focus, let's focus on the right side and not the left side. Let's stop focusing on where the weight is gained. Let's focus on where it is actually caused. Okay, this is finding out the root cause of your weight gain. So this, if it's a pot belly, it's fatty liver. If it's a sagging belly, it's an issue with your adrenal. If it's an overall issue, weight gain, it's with your thyroid. And if it's with your hips and thighs, it's towards your ovaries. Okay, so that's the main thing. You need to focus. Weight gain is only a symptom. You need to focus on the root cause. If you want to know more about this, and if you want to have a clarity, about what diet or what exercise, some people may have, a combination body type. So get in touch with your coach or get in touch with the person who has given you the link to this meeting, and you can know more about this. And that's it from me. Thank you.
Awesome, Alina. Wonderful.
Very nice. Very informative.
Very nice, Elena. Very nice.
Any questions, anyone?
I think it's not like one person will have one body type. It can be a mixture of body types as well.
You have people with all four also. Awesome. Great, guys. Two amazing topics, two amazing speakers today. It was really, really good. Let's make sure that we invite more and more people to join these sessions so that as a community, we can make a huge difference to people's lives, right? So each one of you make sure you share this link to one more person so that we have close to 60 people joining in the next week. Right, and do remind them. Just sharing the link will not do. Do remind them, because one more person getting this knowledge, you never know. Another 5 people might get benefited with the knowledge that they get from these sessions. So it was nice interacting with all of you. And if you have any particular topic that you want us to cover, please do let the person who's invited you know, or you can put it in the chat here so that we can take up that topic in the next session. It can be on wellness, any health topics. It can be about wisdom, about the mindset, and it can be about creating wealth, where to invest your money, those things as well. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night, everyone. Good night.
Good night, everyone.